Who'd have thought we'd been saying this on a Leeds podcast? The Jack Harrison redemption arc is in full swing. He made Leeds better when he came on, lots of fans are saying. Plus, we're also talking this week about that Newcastle result and lack of attack. Do we regret sending Ramazani away? Plus, what is up with Dan James? And join us for our discussion on the third kit as well. We're building a nice little Leeds community here. Thank you for being along with us. It's 20 minutes of Leeds United chat every single week alongside Jacob and Chris, who are fresh back from watching that dour Newcastle game. We're also talking, before we get to any of that, of course, about the next game, which is away at Craven Cottage, and we've got our Fulham fan standing by to preview that game with us. Welcome back, you two. Jack Harrison is improving you, Jacob.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, I thought he looked bright as when he came on. Obviously, he came on with Brendan Aronson. I thought Jack Harrison looked the brighter of the two. He was just unlucky that nobody could really get on the end of some of his crosses. He looked positive, even working back as well on that side with Gabriel Goodmanson. And yeah, it's a positive, but I'm sure we're going to come on to it. I'm still a bit baffled by why we've let Largy Ramazani go out on loan.
Yeah. The tweets here, Luke says, I've got to say, though Jack Harrison was brilliant when he came off the bench, defensively and offensively. He drives forward, his crossing was on point. Long way to go to win the Fang back, Chris, but that was a good start. Craig says, we are miles better with Jack Harrison on the pitch. Who'd have thought we'd have been here, Chris, eh?
Yeah, I think, like I said last week, I still wasn't too sure on him, and I would have happily seen him gone. But yeah, as Jacob said, he definitely changed the game when he came on for the better. He looked like one of the standout players on the pitch when he did come on. And yeah, it's just unfortunate we didn't have anyone that could put the ball in the back of the net.
Yeah. We're on an international break at the moment, of course, watching this. The next game after this is, of course, away at Craven Cottage. I'm delighted to have with us, joining us this week, Alan Jewett, who, of course, is the host of a fantastic Fulham podcast, the Green Paul podcast, for Hammy End. Thanks, Alan, for joining us. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Slightly frustrated with yesterday and the fiasco with VAR, but yeah, I'm not too bad, thank you.
Yeah, we were thinking that the Leeds penalty against Everton was the worst decision in the Premier League this season. But yeah, that was a shocker. I mean, we all jump into the same board of the big team get the big results. Alan, are you in that view that if that's the other way round, that goal stands?
Oh, 100%. And I still stand by if Muniz falls down, we get the free kick, and Chalobah gets a yellow card for stopping the attack. It was a farce, and even their first goal was scored in the 9th minute of injury time, and then they had a penalty which shouldn't have stood, in my opinion. But it's gone now, and we focus on the Leeds game in 2 weeks' time.
Okay, so yeah, Leeds going to visit Craven Cottage. Obviously, going to be a sellout on that end. What do you make of Leeds' return? Is the Premier League richer for having Leeds in it from your Fulham point of view?
Oh, of course. The Premier League's a better place with clubs like Leeds in it. The fan base, the passion that you get from Leeds in general is much needed for the Premier League. And I for one, am looking forward to visiting Ellen Road again this season.
Yeah. Jacob, in terms of how you view Fulham, it used to be a long time ago, used to be a yo-yo side that would flatter to deceive, but they are now a stable Premier League club. It's where you want to be, isn't it? To be in that position of being 10th, 12th, possibly pushing for Europe in a number of years.
Yeah, absolutely. Credit to them. They've done really well. I think they've over last season, especially recruited really well. And obviously they've got Calvin Bassey at the back as well. I think he's a really great player as well. And it'll be a tough place to go. We've seen that over the years. I think we won that actually in Bielsa's first season, 2-1 if I remember. But yeah, it's definitely a tough place to go. Fulham play some good football as well. So yeah, it'll be a tough one for sure.
Yeah, Alan Marcus Silva doesn't get enough credit, does he, from pundits in the media for the job he's done there?
No, and I'm thankful. Well, I'm thankful he doesn't, because any more credit, and I'm worried that someone else is going to snap him up. But he's done a phenomenal job for us. We're very lucky to have him. Unfortunately, this is his last year in his contract, and I'm not sure he's going to renew his contract with us. Doesn't seem to receive the backing from the board that the fans want. But look, the world's his oyster, and he's certainly done nothing to discredit his, he left a few Premier League clubs in a bit of bother. But look, he's a great manager, and we're going to be in trouble when we lose him.
We'll get on to Leeds in a second in terms of the likely team you would start, Chris. But in terms of how you expect him to set up from a formation point of view away from home, this is a different problem than the Arsenal game, isn't it? Is this a game that you think Farke should be going a little bit more attacking with?
Yeah, I think it's definitely different to the Arsenal game. I think there's going to be more opportunity for us than there would have been against Arsenal. So it will be interesting to see how he does set up. I'm not too sure what we'll go with. I'd like to think he would go a bit more attack-minded than defence-minded, but he doesn't like to seem to do that away from home, which is understandable. But I think, and no disrespect to Fulham, but they're an easier team to try and get points off than Arsenal away from home.
Yeah. Alan, it's a newly promoted sides at home, so Fulham fans will have marked this as 3 points. What will we expect to see differently from Fulham, do you think, than what we saw against United?
New additions. We've not had one yet, apart from a free transfer and a goalkeeper. But we pinpointed this game as the first realistic 3 points of the season. We went to Brighton, played Man United at home, then went to Chelsea. So for me, our season starts against Leeds. I'm hoping Leeds come to play football on the front foot, because I feel that's where we're at our best. Is we struggle against teams that come to the cottage and will sit and play on the counter. We do struggle to break teams down. So it should be a good game, but one I'm hoping for 3 points with.
Yeah. Jacob, do you think Parker's going to do that? It doesn't sound his modus operandi.
No, I don't know. I think it just depends on who he has available to him. I don't think Outanaka or Ethan Ampadu are going to be available anytime soon after the international break. Does he mix it up and start Jack Harrison? Does Calvert-Lewin get a start, and we maybe try that long ball up to him and the flick on, who knows? But Fulham, like I was saying previously, they're a good footballing side as well. So he'll definitely have to watch out for that.
Okay. Right, let's get score predictions, then we'll bid you farewell, Alan. Thank you. Prediction from you, Chris?
It's going to be difficult. I'm not going to sit here and say we're going to lose, but I don't think we're going to win. So I'll say 1-1.
Okay, Alan.
I'm going to go for a 3-1 win. Sorry.
Right, we'll let you off with that one. Right, we'll wish you well, Alan. Thank you very much. We'll definitely pop in for the reverse fixture later on in the year as well. Massively appreciate you giving you your time this evening. Thank you so much, and good luck with your own podcast.
Thank you very much. Take care.
Thanks, Alan. Cheers. Right, let's get some more tweets then, shall we, from that game. Carrying on with the theme, Danny says, no way have I just been impressed by Jack Harrison in 2025. He comes in for a lot of stick, doesn't he? I think his mum creates a lot of that from what I understand, and as well, she just calmed down a little bit. But where are we on the forgiveness scale, Jacob, with him?
Yeah, I think, obviously, I don't really blame him for jumping ship when he did. Obviously, I think any player is going to take playing Premier League football over Championship football. Then you look at the ones that did stay. Obviously, Crescencio Somerville, Willie Nonto. I know Somerville and obviously even Jorginho Ruter moved on that year after, but at least they stayed for that year and tried to help us get back promoted. But look, he's come back. He's tried fighting for us now, and you look at yesterday. He came on. He played really well. So fair enough to him, and he's a Leeds United player, and you've got to back all of our players. So, yeah, I think I can forgive
him. Ross says 4 points from Everton, Arsenal and Newcastle is brilliant. 1 goal in 3 games is a huge concern, though. The 49ers need to do something before the window shuts. I hate to say it, Harrison offers more than James in the league. We'll come back to Dan James in a minute, Chris. But yeah, the performances have been okay, I think it's fair to say, hasn't it? But the 1 goal in those 3 games, how much does that worry you and our fans' right to be questioning the 49ers a bit and their ambitions?
Yeah, I think if you said before the start of the season, how many points would I take from the first 3? 4 would have been more than I expected. Yeah, it is a bit of a concern that our only goal has come from a penalty. So we are yet to score from open play. And I do think it largely comes down to team selection. I know we'll touch on Dan James, but I've not been impressed with him at all so far this season. And I know it was Sheffield Wednesday, but when Nonto played that side, his link up with Bogle was really effective. And I'm sort of hoping, transfer depending, that we might see a bit more Harrison or Okafor on the left and Nonto on the right. But I just don't think Farke likes change, so I don't think that's going to happen.
I don't think it is either. Let's stay with Dan James while we're discussing him then. Yeah, all Leeds, aren't we, says. I've seen a few people say Dan James doesn't look himself now. Being good in the Championship and then terrible in the Prem is him being himself. Jacob, you weren't here last week when me and Chris were discussing this, so I'm keen to get your view on it. I think we said last week if there's a division between them, he'd be perfect. But God, he's frustrating, isn't he? Brilliant in the Championship, and then what's wrong with him in the Premier League?
I don't know. I think it could be a confidence thing as well. You look at it against some teams, maybe. I mean, he's not got really a problem with his physicality. He's decent in the air. He's got that pace and he works hard. But I just think against some teams, maybe just finds it difficult to go on the outside of people, even cutting inside. I just think maybe it's not his game. Just needs that confidence, needs that goal to get him up and running. And yeah, in the Championship, he was excellent, obviously, but unfortunately, it doesn't seem like I know it's only 3 games in the league, but it doesn't seem like he's taken that Championship Dan James that we know and love.
Chris?
Yeah, I think he's obviously way too good for the Championship, but I think part of what made him so successful in the Championship was his ability to cut inside and take a shot and put it in the top corner. But I think this season, what we've seen so far is him trying too hard to sort of get that shot off and take that goal when the easier option's on. And I think that's part of the reason why his performances have looked so dire, because, we haven't scored and he's taken a fair few shots. And yeah, I just think he hasn't really set the world alight in the Prem, apart from maybe his first few games when he signed for Man U. But I'm hoping he improves, because I think we're going to be seeing a lot of him this season.
Yeah, he works hard as well, doesn't he? The graft is there, but he's just coming up against better defenders. Which then leads us to the big debate across most of Leeds' social media about Ramazani. I don't know if you've seen the video of his assist already this week. It doesn't help, does it, when you send a player out and clearly they go on and do well. For Farke's sake, said loaning out Ramazani to bring in one attacker while keeping Harrison and Aronson, who couldn't run past a 16-year-old on a Tuesday night or balloon every cross free kick. It's absolute rubbish ambition by the club. Prague is full of that. I've never understood the reason we sent a quality player out on loan, and we kept the likes of Harrison, who are Championship players at best. Right then, Jacob, where do you sit on this? Hindsight's a brilliant thing, isn't it? But have the club made an error here?
Absolutely. I think I'm annoyed as anyone, really. We saw it in the Championship how promising Largy was when he came on. He came on against Bristol City in that penultimate game and scored 2 goals off the bench. I mean, how can you not play a player when he's delivering like that? He came off the bench even more and scored against Sheffield Wednesday. He's looked great when he started games as well. He's got that flair. He's got that pace. And yeah, I think Farke, he's very stubborn to change things, as we've seen. He obviously likes Aronson and also Jack Harrison as well. And got no problem with Jack Harrison, Okafor being on that side. But I think if we had Ramazani as well, it's a really nice selection to choose from. And it's just a shame for him as well. But I'm delighted for him that he got his assist the other day at Valencia, and hopefully he can prove Farke wrong.
Yeah, Chris.
Yeah, I think Leeds have been very unlucky with the recent managers. I think towards the end, Bielsa's undoing was the fact that he had his favourites and he always liked to pick them. Jesse Marsh obviously favoured the American lads, and Farke's got his selection that he wants to play regardless. And I think Ramazani wasn't his signing, and there was never really that chance for him. I know he started a few games in the Championship, looked really promising, then got injured, and then sort of never came back into the team after that. And I think it was quite obvious he wasn't going to be sticking around this season, which is obviously very annoying for us fans, because I think we all see his potential and we know how good he can be. And he's definitely a better option than Aronson. I think the only thing Aronson's got from him is that he can play on the right wing, and Ramazani's obviously left wing, where we've got Nonto, Harrison, Okafor. But I'd have liked to see him stay. And yeah, I think it's a massive loss, but I'm happy for him, and I hope he has a really great season.
Yeah. Here to that. We must talk about the man of the match, Longstaff, as well, Chris, if that's all right. Staying with you. Kit Gunn says he was deservedly man of the match, but Bogle couldn't have been far off it too. Great performance against first Livermore, then Harvey Barnes. We still need a 9 and a 10. My goodness, I can't wait for the transfer window to close so I don't have to read more Leeds fans saying the same thing. Hopefully it happens. Yes, what about the man of the match performances from them too?
Longstaff was fantastic, and I think he had a point to prove to Newcastle as well.
Yeah.
He was tremendous. I couldn't pick a fault with him. And I think Bogle as well. We've all seen what Bogle can do in the Championship. The Sheffield United fans were telling us that he'd let us down in the Prem, but I think we're proving them wrong. He's proving them wrong. He looks fantastic every time he gets the ball, and he looks like he can breeze past players as well. But I'd also give a shout out to Goodmanson as well, because I think he was equally as strong on the other side. And yeah, I think our defensive issues are now sorted. It's just we need number 9 and 10.
Okay. Transfer window closes 24 hours after we've recorded this, so of course we'll reflect on more on that next week, though. Jacob, have you seen enough, though, in your games and across the Championship to think that you're going to be okay this season?
I mean, I think 3 games in, it is obviously hard to judge. I just think home form is going to be so important to us. I think you look at it already, those 4 points have come from Ellen Road. I think that home form is going to be so vital. Picking up points from teams around us, picking up 3 points at home from teams around us is going to be so vital. So yeah, obviously I'm optimistic. I've got to back my team. So yeah, I'm optimistic.
Yeah, Liam says, can we all get our together, please? Because Wolves, West Ham and Brentford all look absolutely capable of going down. This is as good a chance of any as we're going to get. I was at Molineux on Saturday and Wolves were absolutely terrible. The fact that scoreline was so close does not reflect the golfing class. Chris, have you seen enough? I mean, to hold Newcastle, they're a decent side, and to have 4 points already, and you've got Fulham and others to come. Bodes well.
Yeah, I think it bodes well. Obviously, we were playing a much weaker Newcastle side without a striker, without a couple of their main players. So, you've got to take it with a pinch of salt. But again, we had no Ampadu, we had no Tanaka, so our engine wasn't really there either. So I think it does bode well. It's really promising signs. But there are teams that I look at and think they could go down, and then like West Ham, and then they go and beat Forest 3-0. So and that's something that we don't look like we can do at the moment, because I don't see where we'd get 3 goals from in a game unless we got 3 penalties, and we'd probably even miss one of them. So
it's been a tough start for Leeds, hasn't it, with the run you've had? But do you think he looks at the month of September you've got now? What have we got? Fulham, then we've got Wolves. We've also got Bournemouth in there as well. I think he looks at Jacob and going, right, this month and this little run now will we'll put a minimum points on that.
Yeah, just like we've seen it with Wolves. We've been to Molineux past few seasons. I think we've beaten them all 3 times. We've been there in the past few seasons, I think. And the home game as well. The last time we played Bournemouth at home, it was an absolute cracker. I think it was 4-3. Like I just stated in what I previously said about home form, I think that's going to be where we're going to pick up most of our points. So that's just vital.
Okay, brilliant. We'll be with you every step of the way. So join us. For a quick word on the League Cup, Chris. What happened there?
Disaster. I think it's a case of we undermined the Sheffield Wednesday team. On paper, we should have blown them away, but they had a point to prove, and we changed the entire team up. That's no excuse, but there were players that looked like they shouldn't be anywhere near our first team. We would have still won it had it not been for Darlow's howler, because I think that's the only shot they had. It wasn't even a shot, really, was it? It was more like a cross. But yeah, it was embarrassing, and then the penalties were embarrassing. But the signs for Calvert-Lewin were promising, even though he didn't take any of his chances or his penalty.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll come good. I do wish him well. He's a decent lad. Right, let's look at the third shirt then. Finally, this week we've obviously been going through all the shirts in the last couple of weeks. So, Jacob, you weren't here last week to do the away one. Obviously, are you wearing it now? So
The away.
So you're a fan of that one, I presume.
I am very much so. Yeah, I'm not too keen on the third. I think it potentially might grow on me. I do think the sponsor ruins it. I think with this one that I've got on, and like the away last year as well, the colours on the Red Bulls were perfect for me. But I just think on that third shirt, it just doesn't fit for me. I can see what they're trying to do, but yeah, it just doesn't work.
Okay, it's more like a goalkeeper top for me. This one, Chris. I don't know what you think.
Yeah, I can see what they've done with the pattern. They've tried to incorporate the Leeds scarf into it, but I frankly hate it, and I won't be buying it. I'm not a fan of it at all. I think it's one of our worst third shirts for a while.
Yeah. I mean, they're supposed to be. That's what they're supposed to be. Experimental, aren't they? Or nostalgic, and yeah, this is neither. So yeah, not for us. Right. Thank you very much, you two. Sorry. Appreciate your efforts. We'll give you a week off talking about Leeds next week as international break comes. I mean, can you get excited about England, Jacob, yet, or will it not happen until the World Cup comes around?
Nah, not really. I don't even know who we're playing, to be honest. I know it's the qualifiers, but I haven't even got a clue we're playing. So let's wait until the World Cup when Calvert-Lewin gets called up.
Yeah, alongside Jack Grealish and Jack Harrison. Yeah, there we are. Brilliant. Right, thanks so much this week then. And we'll see you in 2 weeks' time when we're reviewing the Fulham game. Thanks for watching.
Good.